Alright, excuse me, welcome to my channel. Today is about forms in bootstrap. Forms in bootstrap. So let's see how we can use bootstrap to make a form well arranged. So the first thing to do here is to like I said, you have to download the bootstrap file from getbootstrap.com, and also we have to open the bootstrap file on a text editor, whether Sublime Text or VS Code. So now locate my Sublime Text. So I'll click on File, Open Folder, select Desktop. I'll choose Bootstrap. That's the version I have there. Select Folder, and what we need now is to create the index page. So right click on this area, New File, index.html. Then I'll save, Ctrl S to save, click on save, then clear the text that we have there, then bring in our basic HTML code. So this is what we have right there for the bootstrap. So the next thing that we need to do now is for us to try to create our container. But before the container, we need to connect to the bootstrap.css that resides within the folder CSS that came with the bootstrap. So right here, we bring in the link. That's the link tag. Very quickly, the link tag folder css/bootstrap.css, and we save. Then we need a container div right here. So the container div. Then we add the comments. Say end of container. Then right inside here we need a class of container-fluid, which is a container within bootstrap.css that has no margin. Okay, now the next thing we need to do now is we can try to bring in a section that will carry two divs in itself, just for the moment. So like like I said in the previous video, for us to make both divs float left and right, okay, let's just make a form right here. Let's put a text, let's say login here. Okay, then also we want to add some input, email as a type, then take off this one. Then we need placeholder, so we can put here as enter email. Okay, then also we need one more input now. We can put here as text password. Sorry, we want the password. Ctrl Z, sorry for that. We want the password, and we also want a placeholder, so you can say enter password. Okay, then also we want a submit button. Then there should be a value. The value becomes a text on the button. Value right here can be login, as in case is right now. So save. Then we can also have in the other div that we have. So this should be in the first div, please. It should be in the first div. Sorry for that. Okay, so we can put a comment here to be guided. End of first div. Then also you can put a comment here now. End of second div. Save. So right here I'll just have my lorem, and so I can have my lorem here very quickly. Save, and we need to open in browser, and let's see how it's going to look like. So it's coming up now. Here's the browser, it's coming up already. So you can see we have this stuff looking like this. So I want the forms to be at the left hand side, while this text should stay or be at the right hand side. So now this section has to be a class of row, and the first div has to be a a col as a class of columns of a particular size. So col md6 save. So the same tool is applicable for the second div, which is this one. So save. Then I go back to the browser, I refresh the browser. You can see everything is staying side by side. Now, how do I use Bootstrap to make sure that this form is well arranged? Okay, whereby the length is better and also the button is looking better. So let's go back here now. So the first thing to do, inside within the form, the class form, you put a class of form hyphen group. That is for the opening form hyphen group. Then you come down to this area. Then for each of the inputs, you call the class of form hyphen control. Form hyphen control. Okay, then also for the second input, a class of form control. Save and let's see. That's what you can see now. Everything looks better with the input focus of CSS for the Bootstrap. Okay, now for the button, we can use form control, but that will extend the length to look like the input. That means if I use form control here, it will make it look like the input. So what I want to do now is to use the one for a button, and that is called a class of btn that is become a button, which will give it no background color. Okay, but still a button. Then btn hyphen primary. Save. That's what it is. Then go back, you can refresh. That's the color there. Now the only issues we have here is that for each of these inputs, you can see they are clumsy. That means they are joining, they are close to each other. So we can write our own CSS to separate them. So up here we can write our internal CSS within a style tag, just like the previous video. Within the style tag, so we can say there's a form tag carrying the input, and we want it to have a margin, let's say a margin bottom of let's say 5 or 7 px. See, go back now, refresh. So it's better now. So everything's looking much better now. So there is no issue at all inside each of them. So, and also the website is responsive, that is, it can recognize different screen sizes. So on the desktop screen it looks different, and also on the mobile screen like this it looks different. So this is just one of the ways of creating the form in Bootstrap. So why don't you try to make the form arrange the inputs that is side by side. That means this password here and the button here, but still using the form control. So figure that out, then I will explain that in the next video, because there are two types of form we have on Bootstrap. We have the horizontal form and the vertical form. So this is just a vertical form whereby everything looks just the way it is. So thank you so much for your time, and please try to subscribe, share the video, thumbs up. Thank you. Bye bye.